Assalamu alaikum guys. Hello, assalamu alaikum guys. This is my new video on the 100 days to OS X and when you migrate from Windows to OS X. And this is my second video. It is the day 2 for this. And as I told you in the video before this, I'm going to guide you in the basics of how to move from Windows to OS X. I will make videos now more often than before. I was been doing some university papers and stuff. So the first thing I'm gonna tell you is I'm not gonna make a very detailed intro of everything, but I will make a good enough intro so you will understand how to use this operating system. This can be worked as a vice versa for those who are using Windows. So first thing I will go through is system preferences. In my last video I told I will make a video on system preferences. So the general is when you go to general, it is the first on the top left side of the preferences. So let's start from the left to right and then bottom. The first is appearance. What it does is change the color of everything which is blue in OS X will be turned to the gray tone, and if it suits to you, you can change it. Then came the use of dark menu bars in dock. What this does is it changes the dock color and the menu color and the dock color to a dark transparent stuff, translucent I think they call it. And I will use automatically hide and show the menu bar. This is menu bar, and when you click it, it will start hiding the menu bar. And when you move your mouse close to menu bar, it will show. It will increase the overall area you have on the screen to use your internet browser or game or any other software. Then then came the highlight color, which is blue for me. I can choose to red, and when I will select some icon, it will choose to be red, and if I go and select blue, it will be blue for me. And these are some things that are very hidden or not so much used by Windows user, but it is so prominent and came to icon are on the front of the OS X. I like red color, so I go for red. Then came the side icon size. Again, this is so much rare that someone using Windows will change this. What it is for example, you go there and you click to large, and the side icons will be large. It is something for us smooth and easy to see for our operating system. Like I like the small tweaks they provide you. I go for the normal ones. Then came the show scroll bars. What does this mean is if you are using some trackpad or mouse, whenever you click this or you do on your trackpad or mouse, how this will behave. For example, if I go to or when scrolling, or so this is it will show me when I will start do scrolling, or it will not show me without that. And if I'm using a non-Apple mouse, it will be really difficult for me to go to the left or right because it's gonna hide them. Okay, if I go to always, it will always show me whether I have the size or I need them or not. So when you select when scrolling, I think you should be using an Apple mouse or a trackpad. And if you are using when scrolling without an Apple mouse and trackpad, you have to press shift and use your wheel on the mouse to move to the left and right. Go to automatically based on the mouse or trackpad. Then we go to click and scroll bar to jump. And so what this is something I don't know why they have provided it. I think it is used on other stuff as well, on your iBook Pay or iBook Mess application or other stuff. What it does is when you click on jump to the next page, it goes very smooth to left and right. And if you click to jump to the spot that clicked, it goes boom, like without any smooth or follow. It just directly goes to that point. Then comes the default web browser. Oh, and let me zoom in so it might get clear for you. Default web browser. I've selected Safari. You can change it to Chrome or Evernote. Ask to keep changes when closing documents. This is something like if you are using a third-party application and it wants to ask you, or it has the options to ask you whenever you want to close a document, do you want to save it or not. For example, if I use notes and if I write something, it will save without asking me. And even if I select ask me to change ask me to keep changes when I close a document, it will still not ask me to keep the changes because it is meant to save everything which is written on it. So that's specifically based on different application. Then close windows when quitting an app. This is again used for different applications and stuff. Recent items, how much recent items you want in this recent folder. So recent items and recent folders, I think I got approximately 10 items. If I choose around 50, I think it will be a big back to go recent. I will create, when I will open it now, it will say for the 50 things. Use LCD smoothing. This is available. It does not give a big impact on the screen, but it clears out. Then we go to desktop and screensaver. This is like we use on Windows. We call it system personalization or desktop over wallpaper. This is same. When you click over it, it brings all of my displays in. When you click over it, it shows you the display you want to use. I've got some Windows Vista displays, and it also asks you to select the screensaver. And there is a shortcut here. It also asks you if you want to use a clock or not when you have a screensaver turned on, and the timing for the screensaver. Let me choose 5. In the hot corners, I use hot corners so much. I get really habitual with it. When I switch to Windows, it is really hard to cope. On the bottom left of my screen, if I go to bottom left of my screen, as you can see, and when I will touch the left corner of the screen, the dashboard will turn on like this. And if I click on the right bottom of the screen, my mission controller will turn on. This is a very smooth, silky, like shortcut for managing your application if you're using more than one or you are a pro editor. So I really like this stuff. You can go to this hot corner right from mission control as well. Here you can see the hot corners as well. Then came the dock. It goes some dock tweaking. If you choose maximum resolution, the icons will be large when you go close. You can turn on the magnification as well. You can select the position of your dock. You can select the effect in which it minimizes the application and maximizes it back. I like the genie effect. And you got some other stuff as well. And then came the mission control. In here I have been using dock as an overlay. You can use as a space. If I use a space, it will move to a separate icon and the dock will dashboard will appear here. But I use it as an overlay. It makes the system go fast, working go fast. Then comes the options for automatically rearrange spaces based on the most recent use. What spaces is? This is called the spaces. And if you use a specific space more than enough, it will be in the first place. When switching between an application, switch to space with an open window for that. For example, if I click to if I go and put this here and I go back here, and if I click on the system preferences, it will move me to the next space. And if I zoom out and I move it, I go get back. Then came group windows by application. What it does, if you have opened this, 5 of them, as you can see, and if I click this group windows by application, and I will go there in my application manager, I'm calling it application mission control. It will move all of the Finders application on the left of the screen in a specific region dedicated for them. And if I choose not to, it will expand each of them separately so I can choose it. So I use this, like I don't use group windows by application. It hides all of that application. Then I choose that like display have separate spaces. It needs a logout. It means that each display is not occupied. If I go and click something here, until unless my mouse moves to the second screen, the stuff here will hide. If you choose to have same space for all displays, it will be like you have in Windows. If you use multi monitors, everything is connected in a bar in a combined three displays. Then came the shortcuts for your keyboard and mouse. F11 for hiding and showing the dashboard for F12. I use the middle mouse button as show desktop. It is really quick, and if you want to click something on the desktop, you get a second to go. Then came the language and region. Sorry, I think it is understandable for everyone. Then privacy settings. This is the first settings. If you go from left to right, which gives you a lock on the bottom, that means it is secured. You random user cannot change it without the system without the admin permission. You go file vault. It will like encode every stuff on your main hard drive to a specific codex which cannot be encrypted without your password. Firewall option, privacy, general, and you need to click here and add your password to open this and allows to install application which are not downloaded from App Store. Then you get Spotlight. Spotlight is a very fast search engine used by Mac OS X. It is comparatively really faster than Windows any search engine, and it has some given options in which the Spotlight works. You can also add a folder you want not to be searched by Spotlight, such as if you want to hide some files and don't want to be appear in Spotlight, you can add them. You want an application not to be searched and anything else. Then comes the display option. You go to display, you check this. You got display main scale. You can change the resolution, you can change the rotation, you can turn on mirror options, you can change arrangement, and you can change the color profile for your display, and you can do this individually for all of your displays. Arrangement icon is shown only on your main display's system preferences. Then came the energy saver. This is really easy and easy to understand than that on Windows, and it got like straightforward options to show you what you want to do. Put hard drive to sleep when possible, wake on internet access, restore to default schedule. You can automatically set the shutdowns and wake ups of your system. Then came the keyboard option. It got really too much keyboard options, and if someone want to turn on your on-screen keyboard, and if he is confused how to turn it on, in Windows it is really easy. You go to control panel and you go to keyboard and you turn on the on-screen keyboard. In Mac it is slightly hidden from the users. What you have to do is you have to show input menu bar in menu bar, and you can select this as well, show keyboard and imager symbol and viewer in menu bar. Once it's over here, you can click on show keyboard viewer, and then you get a keyboard viewer, and you can maximize it for your ears, and then you can use it as an input device if you have not installed a keyboard with your system. This is key repeating, how fast a key repeats, delay until the repeat start. It prevents from sudden, like it prevents if you try to just hold an icon and it just repeats so many times as it does in Windows. And Mac offers some different writing procedure than the Windows. For example, if I hold G for a second, or if I hold S for a second, I think yeah, look at here. Windows does not provide these icon as if you hold for an icon for a second, and you can choose it by pressing 1 and 2 again. This is something which is not available in Windows, and it is really nice. You can hold an icon and get the different icons or different alphabets in different languages to be used while using your normal keyboard. Then came the text. You can add really smart short words to replace automatically by OS X for your use, correct spelling automatically, and use smart codes and dashes. Shortcuts, as in my previous tutorial, in my previous guide, I told then Mac got a really large amount of shortcuts in its operating system, and in almost every aspect of operating system use some kind of shortcut to go through. Shortcuts are written in front of the things such as for to go to disk utility application iCloud. You can see the shortcuts. Input sources, you can choose different types of sources for your input, different languages. Then we came to mouse. You got like really less amount of short options if you are using a wired mouse such as I'm doing. If you're using a Bluetooth mouse, you get different. If you're using an Apple mouse, you get more options as well. Natural scrolls means if you move your mouse upwards, if you move your wheel upwards, the things on the display will go downwards, and if you wheel downwards, the things on the display will move upward. I use no natural scroll, and there are a few basic options everyone will understand. Trackpad, I have not connected any trackpad. Printer and scanner, if you have a printer it will appear here. Then came the sound options. I got a little more sound option than usual. Then came the iCloud. I have added my iCloud. It will synchronize with my basic applications such as notes, calendar, contacts, mail, and other. You can see the options. Then came internet account. This is something really good which was not available in Windows 8 or previous. And you can select, you can change, you can add different accounts to manage by OS X, and it will let you know any notification you receive on Facebook, Twitter, or if you receive any mail, or on Yahoo or Google, or if you receive anything on iCloud. It also synchronizes your contacts from Facebook, calendars from Facebook, notification from Twitter, and contact mail messages reminder from Yahoo as well. Then came the extension. This is the not most used application in an area in system preferences. As you can see, I have an extension of Dropbox in my Finder. What it does is, if I have my Dropbox turned on and I go to my Dropbox here, there will be shown some icons which Dropbox can interact with. Let me show you what it does. If I right click it, you can see there is no other option. There is nothing written with related to Dropbox. And if I turn my Dropbox on, and I'm gonna take a few seconds, I think. Yeah, Dropbox is starting, and when it starts, go back and come back. What happening? Yeah, it turned on. It took like around 10 to 15 seconds. Now you will see when I will click, it will show me some more options, which is integrated by this extension right here, and it tells where the extension gonna work. It's gonna work in Finder. Evernote extension gonna work in Share Menu, Action, and every application have its own extension stuff. Now you can see on View on Dropbox, which was not like being seen before this extension being turned on. Actions and Finder, I can turn this on. So next time I turn markup, if I turn on preview, the repair tool of Pixlr will be shown there as well. Finder. So there is really good stuff here. You can check here. You can get just time on it. Network settings. It is easy. You can use your Wi-Fi. You can use your Bluetooth adapter, USB adapter. Go make import configuration, set service order, duplicate service, make bridges, make bridge services, and really detailed stuff I will show you in the next tutorial. Then came the Bluetooth options. It is really easy. As you can see, I have connected around 5 of my PlayStation controllers, which can be connected by just turning on the controller, which is not available in Windows. As you can see, Windows does not provide so much connectivity with PlayStation 3 controllers, but Mac is really opposite to it. It really allows to connect your PlayStation controller. Let me find one. Yeah, look at this Bluetooth icon on the top, and if I turn on my PlayStation controller, let me cover the light source, and as I turned on, the icon changed, and you can see my PlayStation 3 controller is connected, and I can play different games with the controller as I used to play on PlayStation 3. This is really nice, but the only stuff different than PlayStation 3 is these four lights start stays blinking all the time, and it can cause a little on your battery, but it's good. It's totally opposite than Windows, and this is how how real easy it is to connect a PS3 controller to a Mac. It is same as you do on PlayStation 3. You have to connect your USB for one time, and then it will connect wirelessly every time until unless you does not connect your controller to another PlayStation. And if you want to turn off the PlayStation controller, there are two ways: press and hold this power button of PlayStation 3 controller, or go to here and just disconnect, and the light will turn off. Go. Then came the sharing option. This is a really complicated area of the preferences. It is not that easy to understand for a Windows user, but it is, even though not so hard as well. Screen sharing, this only works for those who are having a Mac on the other side of your system or your local area network. File sharing, this works both with Windows and OS X. You have to, if you want to share your stuff with a Windows user, you have to go to options and turn on share files and photo using SMB and AFP, and then add your account with your password to allow another user on the Windows to allow search your Mac and use it. Printer share, remote login, remote management. These are the things I'm going to explain you later. Bluetooth sharing and internet sharing in my next tutorials. Users and groups. This is something which is named user accounts in Windows. This is really different than Windows, and if you want to make any big change except that few little changes, open contact, change password, you have to go to this lockdown here and click here and add your password to unlock the system preferences. Now you can change, you can enable printer controls, you can turn on guest, and you can check the login items. The login items start as your Mac starts. This is really nice. Then you go to login options and you check automatic login, list of user name and password, and you can show the fast user switching menu here. Now you can see my name is written here, login, user and group. If I change it to account name, my account name will be displayed, and if I change to icon, just my icon will be displayed. I don't like anything on my menu bar, so I just use voiceover in the login. This means whenever your computer turns on and it is in the login option, you can use your voice to integrate with your system. Interact with your system. Show password hints. Without this, the Mac will not show any password hint, even if you try 1,000 times. Then came the printer controls. If it is not an admin account, you're using your son or your kid or daughter is using your system, you can turn on a parental control. You can make a new account, or you can convert this account into a child account or a parentally controlled account. Apple Mac App Store account. This is the basic options your App Store uses. Here is the option if you want to allow the App Store to download newly available updates in the background, install app updates without asking you, install OS X update without asking you, install system data files and security update without letting you. I have chosen just two. Check now for any update, and some of your hello, assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back. I just got an error while recording, that's why I'm doing flashback. So we were talking about App Store, and then we talk about dictation speech. So I told you how this works, and now we will move to date and time. So in OS X, the date and time includes some options. You can select your current time, you can change it, and then there comes the time zone, and then your clock. There are a few tweaks with the clock. You can select an analog clock, which will change the menu bar clock from digital to analog. Then you can select display the time with seconds. Then you flash the time separator that dots between the time. will flash after every second, like in digital clocks. Then you can use the 24-hour clock, and then you can show AM and PM. You can switch it off, and then you got the change, show the day of the week and show the date. There is difference. Sunday, November 22, and if without it, it's just Sunday. Announce the time after. Announce the time on the half hour. It means after every half hour, like every 5:30, 5 and 6, and every 6:30 and 7:30. The computer will announce your time to let you know. You can change the person which will announce. I don't mean the person, I mean just the voice, and you can change the speed, and you can set a custom volume for that. Then we go to startup. What startup is, you can select your startup device. If you are Mac user and you use Mac from like a long time, you know OS, MacBook and iMac and Mac Pros are compatible with Windows and you can install them. But that is not how you install them on a normal PC. You don't get such boot options and don't get such a boot loader. There's a different bootloader on a Macs. So what you have to do, you have to make your custom USB installation drive using some of the Mac options which are available in the Bootcamp Assistant. You have to plug in your drive. You have to select your ISO file for which is downloaded from Windows Microsoft, and then you make a USB drive which has Apple drivers for your trackpad, mouse, and stuff, and is and then they're gonna install on Windows. And if you got Windows installed, then from here you can select if you want to boot into the Windows or if you want to boot on the OS X when you turn on your system. So this is different than what those who use normal PC, and they can select the booting up device directly from your motherboard. Then came the option of Time Machine. Time Machine is really fast and sleek backing up application built in system preferences by on OS X. It is different than Windows. Windows got a backing up system, but that is not so much easy and versatile to use. In options, you can exclude the drives you don't want to back up. In select disk, you can select the disk you want to back up. You can make a backup on any drive which is not your boot up drive, which is not your system drive, which means it does not contain your OS X partition, and that's good, really good to work with. Then comes yes, I told it. Then in accessibility, this is most detailed part in system or preferences of OS X. In displays, you got some options for invert color, increase contrast. Increase contrast make outlines on every clickable option, so you can easily find out what's on your screen. And if you hear that, that was because I turned on the auto speak time on OS X and it's 5:30 and told me that it's 5:30. And clicking on increase contrast, by default select reduce transparency, which means the dock and the menu bar will not be transparent. It's not transparent, it's translucent in real. And display contrast is display contrast. If you want to increase it. It always hurt though. Then the cursor size, and shake the mouse pointer to locate. This is available only in El Capitan and might be available in the future version. I know. I think it's when I shake my mouse, it same remains same in video recording, but in real it enlarges. It get bigger, so you can point out where the mouse is on the display. Then zoom option. These zoom options are really nice. You can use a key on the keyboard and the wheel on the mouse to zoom in, zoom out so quickly, and you can use special key shortcut as well by pressing F8, command option and F8. You can use scroll gesture with the modifier keys. Smooth images, zoom follows the keyboard focus, and then style of zoom. This is picture in picture style, and oh, oh, and this is full screen style. More options contain the minimum amount of zoom that will happen if you use the command options and F8 button. Maximum zoom is the amount of maximum zoom you will get, like this. Then came the option of show preview rectangle when zoomed out. This is the preview rectangle, and continues with pointer. When zoomed in, the screen image moves continuous with pointer. It is like if I move my pointer, the screen moves with it. If I use this one, the screen will not move until I reaches an end of the display. Then is so the pointer is at the middle or at the end. So if I zoom in more, the pointer remains at the center of the screen until unless I reaches at the top, bottom, left, more left, and most right. I use this one, continuous with pointer. Then we go to voiceover. Voiceover is an application which allows you to control OS X with your voice, and and it allows you to do almost all of the things you can do with mouse and keyboard. Then came the description. It allows you to play the description of a visual content you play if it is available with your content. Then caption. This is such as subtitles. And there's prefer closed captions, which is something used for those who are deaf and cannot hear properly. Audio options. Flash the screen when an alert. On regular basis, without selecting this, an audio tune, an audio alert is made every time alert happens. And if you select the flash the screen will flash something like this to alert you. Then is play stereo audio as mono. If you got two channels of audio, left and right, and you want to make it into one channel, for example, you got some of the voice in the left channel and some of the voice in the right channel, you want to make it you want to hear it on both of the speakers, then what you have to do is you have to click on the play stereo as audio. So it will combine both channels, and and a single channel will be like outputting on both of your speakers. Keyboard. This is enable sticky keys, which allows you for specific keys, specific settings and stuff. That is show keys and the amount between allow it. Slow keys. Then is the mouse and trackpad. Enable mouse keys. This allows you to use your keypad on the right side of your keyboard if you got an Apple Pro keyboard. It is not available in normal keyboard wireless ones. It is available in Apple Pro keyboard. You can use your mouse to move like such. You can use your keyboard to move your mouse. Then came the double click speed. Everyone know what double click is. The spring loaded delay is in OS X. It is something which is not available in Windows. What it is the amount of time it takes for a folder or a drive to open when you move your mouse over it by having having a folder or an application while holding a folder in an application. Switch control. This is an application. If you increase and decrease the time, it will affect the time it will take to open that folder. You can see it take around 2 seconds as the longest, and it will take around half a second with the shortest. Then came the switch control. This is controlling your OS X without keyboard and mouse, for such as using a gamepad or such a PlayStation 3 controller. And it works really slow though. You have to make so many settings before you do that. Dictation. It allows the computer to dictate every word. Yeah, allows you to dictate to computer. If you want to write something, you just have to speak it and it will write. But before this to work, you need to download around 1.2 gigabyte of a file from internet for fast and easy dictation. Enable dictation key phrase allows Mac OS X to start hearing what you are saying by a keyword such as computer, hello, OS X, listen. That's all. And on the bottom are a few of the personal application I use. I use CUDA drivers, NVIDIA, Flash Plays, and Tixura NTFS for my NTFS drives and Clubber. That's all. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you guys liked it. Give a thumbs up if you like. Give a thumbs down if the video sucks. Do let me know what mistakes I made. Do let me know how I can improve. And for my future videos, subscribe to my channel if you really like it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Every comment will be really appreciated. Take care. See you in the next video.